So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can activate your teacher account with Cengage if you adopted Cengage C4 materials, and how you can also get to the online textbook and how your students can get there too. So the first thing you'll need to do is make sure you are signed on to It's Learning, and then you'll navigate to the It's Learning course where you know you're going to be using Cengage materials. I've already uploaded all of the resources in your courses for you, so you won't have to do that. So you can do that through your courses tab in the short menu, or you can click all courses to view all of your courses and select from there. When your course is loaded, your Cengage materials are in your resources tab, so click the resources tab. And then there's a folder called Cengage in your course. If you click the Cengage folder, there should be 2 items in there. There might be more if you have more than one online resource for your class, but there's a couple things you need to do. So the first thing you need to do is activate your teacher account. So where it says teacher activation, and then it's probably followed by the name of your specific online textbook or title you adopted, you're going to click this. If you click it and it takes a second to load, it should open up a new window. If it does not open up a new window, that means that your pop-up blocker on your internet browser on Chrome is blocking it. So you'll see a little error message up here. You have to click it and click allow. And I've showed you how to do that in another resource I put on this tutorial that shows you how to enable pop-ups. So when your new window opens, the first thing you have to do is set up your course. It's really important that you do this teacher activation step and that you follow all of the steps here in creating your course in Mindtap. Otherwise, your students will not be able to get to any of your materials. You have to do this first. So I have sent over and had Cengage create instructor accounts for all of you already, so you should not have to set up any additional information there. So what you need to do is click create a new Mindtap course, and if you are not seeing this screen, please submit a 360 so I can get this sorted out for you and move forward from there. So you'll click create a new Mindtap course, and you're going to name your course here. So if I were you, I would probably use the same name of the course that you have in your Power School so it's consistent. So sports it's a year-long course. You can add additional titles there. For the course start date, I would put the first day of school. End date, I would pick a day in 2020. So for me, I'm just going to do 8/1/2020. So I know I can have my resources throughout this time when I need it. You don't have to fill out these 2 required things. They're optional. I would just leave them blank. You have to pick your time zone. So pick your time zone, and then after that, scroll down and click continue. So it generally takes it a second to load. All right. So if you get to this screen where it's asking you to select content, then you have successfully activated your teacher account. You will not have to activate your teacher account every time you want to use this resource. You just have to do it one time. Now, if you have multiple classes where you're using Cengage materials, you will have to activate your teacher account for each one of those courses because they're all different resources you've adopted, all different titles. Now on this screen, it might look a little confusing. It's asking you to select content and confirm. You don't need to do any of this. The way that we have It's Learning and Cengage set up, you don't have to copy links into your course. All of your resources are already there for you. This screen is for anyone who is using Cengage that doesn't have integration set up. So this is not for us. So you'll close out of this window and go back to It's Learning. And now you won't need to use this teacher activation page again. You'll have to follow this step again if you have another class for using Cengage, but you won't need it anymore in this one. So go ahead and either click over here the Cengage folder or go back to the Cengage folder from your resources tab. The resource that you want to use is the second one that's in your folder. So online textbook. This is what you will use to assign work to your students and to view your online textbook and resources. And it's also what your students will use to get to the online textbook. Now, students will not be able to get to the online textbook if you have not activated your account. So if you've already done that, click online textbook. And again, it will open up a new window. It takes a second to load. You don't need to do the guided setup here. Again, this is for people who don't have the integration, so I would skip that. It's going to ask you questions that are not important. I know this because I messed with it earlier. I'm not just saying that. And it just tells you this is what the cover of the book looks like, all of those good things. All right. You can do a tour here, and it shows you how to use the Mindtap Resources. If you want to do that, you can go ahead. But this is what the teacher view looks like here in this course. So if I'm assigning work to my students, I would see their scores, I would see their averages. Over here is how I navigate to specific units. So I can click this, and it has quizzes, tests, and other resources here. I can add and create my own things if I want, or organize things in different ways. There's a calendar here. On the right-hand toolbar, there are lots of other options too. There's flashcards, there's things that will read things out loud to me if I want them, or my students have this option too. I can go to the full book here. You have lots of choices. And you should see your name up here in the top right corner because that's your profile, and I've set them up with all of your names. So that is how you will get to this resource. When students click this online textbook tool from It's Learning, it will open up the online textbook and they'll see any assignments or things you've created for them here. So if you have any questions or you notice something's missing, please submit a 360.